Okay, Laura Hanson is coming in because she will help us work on the job description. And all right, so
Do we have to make a motion to get out of executive?
yes, please.
Can I make a motion we get out of executive session?
At
Second.
7:17. Thank you, Michael and John. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Anybody want to stay in executive session?
Mhm.
Where's the waiting room? Jean said she's in the waiting room, but I'm not getting her name.
She might not be there anymore.
Yeah, she just told me she's there.
She got the right email address or Zoom address?
Is there a different spot for the waiting room?
Can you hear me?
Mhm.
No.
Go to, well, I got a Mac. You got to go to where it's all those dots at the top that says more, top right. Do you have that?
You talking to me or Miranda?
You.
She's gonna go out and come back in.
Okay.
We'll see. All right, so we had the motion to come out of executive session. We will need a motion stating that we would like to hire Lily Watkins starting 8/31 or 8/30/21 for Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 5:30 as an after or an ASP counselor, and Elizabeth Besmer starting on August 30th for starting pay of $13 an hour for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 3 to 5:30. Can I have a motion as such?
So moved.
Thank you, Michael. May I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any more discussion?
No.
All those in favor say aye, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Motion passes there. Huh. All right. Oh, now I'm getting it. Okay. Emery Park Shed is the next thing, I believe. Well, oh, Miranda's waiting.
Hi, Lynn. I'm in. This is Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hello.
Okay. Let's see.
Miranda lost her microphone.
How you doing now, Miranda? Oh, she doesn't have audio on. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you now.
All right.
All right, Jean was trying the 4 p.m. one, so hopefully. Can anybody send her the other one quick?
The agenda, you mean?
Yeah, the
Sure.
7 p.m. one. All right, so, all right, Emery Park Shed. So John, would you like to talk about that?
Well, it's infested with mice. I guess we didn't renew the contract. I don't know what the heck happened, but it's infested with mice. It needs a real good clean out. So you're gonna have to hire an exterminator and somebody to clean it out really good, fumigate it. It's a lot of mice urine in there and a lot of other things as well. So, and we need to keep this up for the winter and early spring.
Did we have a contract with someone to do that?
We did in the previous years, but I don't know what happened. So
All right. Miranda, maybe you could find some information for that, or if you can't find it, see if Barbara can find
Mm-hmm.
somebody that got paid for such services.
somebody that's notable, not somebody, a notable corporation.
Uh-huh.
And
Do you
explain
know
to,
how did they just use poison traps or did they use,
well, I have no idea. I know there was some bait traps in there, so I don't know if that's the way they went. But I mean, that's the safest way rather than poison, because that might be used for the kids. So, yeah.
What
think
did you
they ca-
suggest? I'm sorry, my neighbor was driving through.
I was just going to say a professional company that doesn't use poison, because it's it's going to be used for the kids for summer camp, hopefully.
Mhm.
And once a week, at least once a week, but not as much in the wintertime, but once a week in the fall and once a week in the spring. So, yeah.
See what you can find on that, Miranda, from past.
Okay, yep, I will take a look.
Okay. Anything else on that, John?
Yeah, we just need somebody to clean it. I mean, it needs a good fumigation. It's just
Yeah.
all nice urine and all the other stuff. So the floors would have to be cleaned and
Mhm.
good.
Disinfected, I assume.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know who. I think there's a service that goes around and does it. I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah, definitely check. Yeah, some sort of service for that.
Okay.
And if it's under $1,000, we don't have to put it out to bid. So let's see what we can find
And
on
they could
that.
probably, yeah, they could probably do it twice. Once before the exterminator goes in, or maybe after, then once in the springtime to clean it all out.
Yeah, if they're using, traps, then I think they would have to go in frequently
Okay.
to check.
Yeah, that's the only thing with traps. You have to go in like every day and clean them.
Right.
Yeah, but if it's once a week, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But if there's a lot, you can catch them every day.
It's true.
We should
But we gotta do
I
some.
I will look around and see what our options are.
Okay.
actually
And
have a small
I'll see if there's anything in the file that we were doing before.
Great. You good with that, John?
Yeah, definitely. We got to
Okay.
get it ready.
Yep. Okay, so soccer is next, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That's you, Miranda.
All right. So we have been kind of gathering registrations for the past couple weeks. And the numbers right now for travel soccer are pretty low. So I had a meeting Tuesday, I want to say, with the other regional directors. And, it's not just Kent where the numbers are low, it's just regionally numbers are low. And so we had discussed what another option might be with the other regional towns around. And we were kind of talking about doing a clinic type thing on several Saturdays, and just gathering all the kids within the region and offering kind of different stations and hiring a coach and whoever else we need to kind of run that on those Saturdays. And then I just got a couple of emails from Matt, who's in Sharon, and he said that because he had been reaching out to potential coaches, and I think that he's got Steve Dodge lined up. I don't know if that name's familiar to you guys. I know he's a coach at Hoosey, I want to say. So he's, I guess, agreed to help out on the Saturdays, and maybe him and his assistant coach. And then he also, I guess he said that some of his players were going to help out.
Well, that's perfect.
So yeah, so it sounds like, it's a nice, if we can't offer the travel soccer in the traditional sense, it's a nice alternative to be able to offer the kids. The only, the one downside is with the travel soccer we had been offering, it was a 1 day of practice and then games. And so we kind of eliminate that weekday practice. But then the kids have a much more, in my opinion, I think they would have a much more, they would just have a better experience in doing that. And then, because at this point, it doesn't even seem like we could really play games. And so I don't know what that would look like, but that's the direction that the other towns are going in. And so we can either kind of hitch our wagon to that, and I can let parents know that's the direction we're going, or I don't know what the alternative is really.
That's kind of the only thing we can do. It's not like we have an option of this or this.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's the way programs have been going. Would it only be at one place?
It's sounding like it's just going to be at Hussey.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea. I think it's like a clinic. They'll probably learn even more doing that than they would on a team, just practicing once a week together and then playing a game.
And I think they will. I think they will try to do some scrimmages with the kids, and because they'll have a group of kids all together. So I think they'll be able to kind of grapple some games, some scrimmages in here and there. So they'll get they'll get a good mix of skills and drills and scrimmages, and
they would mix all the kids up, so you're not going to be playing only with Kent kids.
yeah, I think
Right,
they would mix, but
pick
they would
teams.
try to. I think they're going to try to do a couple, kind of stay with the different age groups
Okay.
to some extent. You may have to combine here and there, but I think they're going to try. They would be mixing the kids, but keeping some of the age groups together.
You just might not be playing with all Kent kids in your age group. It would be.
I think that's even better.
Yeah.
Maybe they'd make some friends in other towns. I think it sounds great.
And so far, I've only got a couple registered kids in each age group. So if Kent kids wanted to stay together, I don't really think it would be that big of a deal.
Yeah, that's true. There's not that many even.
Yeah.
I don't know that we need a motion for it, but we're always safer with one.
Sure. Yeah.
To say something like, we allow the director to change the travel soccer program as needed to align with the regional travel soccer team. I think that should suffice. Somebody want to call that?
Sure. Motion to adjust Kent's travel soccer program to align with the regional teams.
Okay. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you both. All those in favor say aye. Oh, I'm sorry.
Aye.
Let's call for any more discussion first to make sure. Okay. So those in favor say aye, please.
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, Lynn. Who was the second?
John.
John. Okay.
Great idea.
Any opposed? Great. All right. Now we are moving on to the job description. Has everyone had a chance to check it out? I hope.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any suggestions, changes, alerts, anything you want to say about it? Questions? You like it? Is it anything we forgot? I have two things to say. Under job qualifications, I'd like to add in understanding of Robert's Rules and FOI Act. And we need to change the certified bloodborne pathogens trainer and write something in there that, so this was Leslie specific when they offered it within Kent. Leslie took the class to become a trainer. So the next person does not need to be a trainer. They do not need to come into the job with that certification, but they should be willing and able to do that certification class.
So do you want a motion to change that? Is that what you want?
We don't need a motion to change it. What will, we need, well, we don't need a motion to change it. We just need to figure out how we want to word that. And the motion will come with the approval or not of the whole description. 'Cause this is not approved yet.
Jean has her hand raised, it looks like.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Jean.
Hi all. I might suggest instead of sort of pinholing the FOI statute and Robert's rules,
Mhm.
or I think Robert's rules is great to put in there, but maybe broaden it up to and be knowledgeable or willing to be trained to understand Connecticut general statutes as they relate to, you know, I don't know if it would be Park and Rec specific, but you know, certainly being employed in town government, and then you're covered with FOI, you're covered with anything that would be Park and Rec, anything that
Mhm.
might be finance related. It leaves it a little bit more broad.
Connecticut, so keep it to understanding of Robert's rules and Connecticut general statutes relating.
To duties and assignments or something like that, leave it broad. Usually in a job description, that's sort of the upper level of guidance documents guiding a position, so that it's more general than it is
Mhm.
task oriented.
That's better, because through this whole thing, we've kept it more broad and general and didn't really talk about specific things, except for ensures adequate staffing for the after-school program. But most of the other stuff is very broad.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't say specifically working with seniors, but we covered that in the position summary, including but not limited to children, seniors, teens, sports and programs. And we also covered that as far as working like with the social services or doing recreation programs through the senior center is covered in another section here.
That collaboration piece,
Yeah,
which is
within
great.
under communication, the first two bullet points under communication basically relate to working with the other groups and business, you know, or the other entities within the town government, even such as social services. So again, that was kind of kept broad.
Perfect.
Maybe instead of on that third bullet point, monitors and posts updates for the Kent Park and Recreation website, Facebook page, rather than, again, being just say social media. So maybe we can start.
Yeah,
like
you could say community communications. I would keep it even more broad because you don't want to, yeah, I would keep it as broad as possible. You could,
Right.
you could put website, social media, but then it's website and social media. What happens if you want to stand up a constant contact listserv or something, and new stuff is coming out all the time, and who knows, in 18 months.
Yeah, again, it
Instagram
doesn't
will
have to be every detail.
Right, yeah, definitely not.
So the changes I propose are where it says monitors and post updates for Kent Park Recreation to change Facebook page to social media. Add the understanding of Robert's rules and Connecticut general statutes relating to duties and assignments, and take out the word trainer in certified bloodborne pathogens And maybe in parentheses, well, this isn't the ad we're putting out. In the ad, we can make that, but does that sound right?
Certificate?
Pardon me?
You want a certificate?
Yeah, I'm just,
So
I
the
want
level
some-
would be bloodborne awareness would be the, instead of train the trainer. And with that comes, there's a, OSHA drives all of that. So you want to have them have training at the awareness level.
so my issue is I don't want, if we put this in the ad, and I don't want somebody looking at the ad and say, maybe they won't do this, but say, oh, I'm not qualified because I don't have the bloodborne pathogens certificate.
Right. So you could put in,
But again, this is not the ad. This is something that they would have to have. So maybe that line, does that go in the ad?
if the expectation for the job description is that they get that training, then you can have it in the job description, but put it in the ad that it's expected that, that training will be provided upon employment, or that,
Okay,
employer will assist with, with that training kind of thing.
okay,
There's wording that it's not coming to me because it's 7:40 at night.
yeah, exactly. Anyone else have anything they'd like to say on this? Oh, down on physical conditions. So light manual labor involved, including but not limited to lining of ball fields, dealing with wildlife, setting pool aerators, small repairs, and maintenance. Should we take out the dealing with wildlife?
Yes.
Didn't we decide that, John?
Yeah, definitely.
Julia's not here. Laura? Oh, yeah. That
Yeah,
will be explained
I'm
to
here, I
them.
agree.
Oh, what is it?
Yep.
Did I don't know. Some weird screen just popped up on my screen. So yes, that was, so removing
does-
dealing with,
Does
Yep.
that mean, but is she referring to if there's a groundhog on the
Boxes.
ball field, that type of thing, that she has to find
Boxes.
someone to deal with it?
well, on top
Boxes.
of that, they might have to go to the pool and remove some frogs or something. Or, maybe deal with some mice in the shed.
Well, I kind of thought that meant like with Miranda, with the mice in the shed, she's gonna find someone to deal with it. She's not gonna deal with it herself.
Right, but the point is that it's a soup to nuts thing. It's not just administrative. It's not just working with the parks and the recreation type of it. It's both things. So you have to be able to, some days you might get a little dirty. Not very often, but you might have to take the aerator out and you might get a little dirty, or I don't know. I just don't want people to think that it's just an office job type thing.
I understand what you mean.
So if we want to, if we're ready to, someone can make a motion. And we can approve it with these changes as stated, or you can send us back to the drawing board, send the committee back to the drawing board.
You want us to approve the amendments first and then vote on it? No.
However you want to do it, either way would be fine. You can approve it with amendments as stated in, tonight. Or just amendments including tonight because we have amended it from the previously approved one.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll do the last phrase.
Okay. So
Make a motion that we approve it as for the amendments as of tonight.
can I have a
Second.
second? Jean, do you still have your hand up? Are you okay?
Sorry, I do not. I forgot to put it down. Hang on.
Okay,
There we go.
just making sure you didn't have another question. No problem.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. So John made the motion to accept the job description as amended. And was there a second on that?
I second.
Okay, thank you, Diane. Any other discussion? This will, once approved, will go to the selectmen for their approval. Okay. No discussion, so can I have all those in favor say aye, please?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you. And I thank the committee. I think we worked hard and well on this. It's a good committee to have, we have together.
Everybody deserves a pat on the back.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so with that, that concludes our evening for tonight. I will make these changes. I will send out a copy with the changes to all commission members. I will also send it to Jean and Joyce to be put on the next selectmen's meeting for approval. In the meantime, the subcommittee is still formed and tasked with moving ahead. So we will make another meeting and start getting down to the nitty gritty. Getting an ad out. So, we can, anybody else have anything to say from things that were on the agenda? All right, I'll leave you all back to your Friday night. I really appreciate you coming on.
You want to call the time, Lynn?
Yep, we're adjourning at 7:44.
Thanks,
Thank you very
everybody.
much.
Thank you,
Have a
Lynn.
good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good
Thank-
night.
Thank thank you,
Thanks.
Lynn.
Everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.